Hello, hello, hello. I'm back on the stump again here. It's an old man. Just want to talk a little bit about life. Life's very hard. It seems to be getting harder and harder the older you get. And the longer you're here, you see a lot more, have a lot more opinions. I just got a lot to talk about, a lot to share. Hard times are upon us. You need to prepare yourself for the bad days because the bad days are here. If you ain't had a bad day, you're going to have one. I guarantee you. It's just the life we live in, and it's unfortunate, but it's just a true statement. We all struggle daily. We all have our daily struggles. It's just how we react to it and how we deal with it, and stay strong and don't quit, ever quit, and get past it. I think we should put a lot more energy and enthusiasm and time with our children. I know it's hard to do when you work two jobs sometimes and you're always scrambling just to make ends meet and fighting a corrupt government that takes a lot of your taxes. And it's very difficult. I understand that, but our children is our success. If you want to fix America and fix the problems, fix our children. Spend time with them. Invest in them. Right? Push them to that 18-year-old finish line or whatever your finish line is. But give them an opportunity at least. They need a boost. Should give them a boost. I didn't do very well at this. I was so freaking caught up in the Army that a lot of it got away from me, and I regret it every day. But I love my children. I look them in the eyes and see what's going on in there because I see hurt a lot of times and a lot of people as I'm maneuvering around out here on the battlefield. And it's a harsh, cruel world. And you got to stay strong and you got to have the upper hand and you got to prepare yourself for the hard times because the hard times are coming. And it's sometimes if you're not ready for that, it can have a significant impact on you. It's not good. Alcohol, evil, destroys a lot of families, and people drink so much sometimes, or drugs, the drug problem you got, you ain't coherent. You think you're he-man or she-man, and you ain't solving anything. You're just making the problem worse. And, it's a terrible thing. But our children. I love my granddaughter to death, all my grandchildren. I have a couple in Ohio. It just breaks my heart that I can't see them as much as I want. Try to talk to them as much as I can. I love them to death. That's our future. When I look at them, my heart melts because I know they need it. They need all they can get. Right? They're going to make mistakes. They need to fail. You don't learn anything unless you fail. Right? Just teach them how to fail. Teach them that it's not the end of the world when they fail. It's just my opinion here that I'm mentioning. Some of the things I see. You go around, I see people being rude to each other. It's dog eat dog. Nobody even say hi half the time anymore. And it's just unfortunate. I'm not the best either, but I'm trying. I'm thinking more, and it's really helping me. Right? Just ask God for guidance. Right? You got to ask God. You got to ask Him to help you get through the hard times. Trust me, you'll see results. Don't give up on it. All right? And don't blame Jesus for your misfortune. A lot of it's self-inflicted on your own. And men should be the head of the household, and they should be driving the train, in my opinion. In my opinion, the man should take care of things. Right? God made man for a reason, and you should uphold that. On the other side of that, right, you don't want to give too much because a lot of folks, not even children, just friends, family, whoever it may be, but they can take advantage of you if you allow it to happen. So you got to set your boundaries and limits, all right? And if you don't, that hand will always be out. I believe you should work hard for what you get. I think you appreciate it more, and there's plenty of opportunities here to do it. Don't make excuses. If you're able and willing to do it, then you should do it. That's just my opinion. You should get out there and you should do it. All right, if you need help with that, let me know. I can start stuff from scratch. I can take this little pile of wood and make somebody happy and move forward and do good things, and I can feed my children and my family with that. Yeah. Since I got out of the military, I've seen a lot out here, and it's just probably worse than I thought it was. I was within the parameters of the military, you know. The Army's a good place to be. All the military branches, to me, is a good place to be. Yeah, there are risks. There's risks out here. Right? Cutting a tree down or something, you know, there's always risks. Driving a semi, you know, and trying to push your limits there. There's so many. But there's also so many opportunities, but you got to go get it. You know, don't feel sorry for yourself and wait for somebody to hold their hand out. Of course, we all need a hand out once in a while to give us a boost, and that's what I'm saying about the children. And please, I hear a lot, and I've even been guilty of it in the past, but I've gotten past this, that our younger generation's nothing like my generation. That's not true. I turn the TV on and I watch sports and I see these guys competing, and man, you talk about some games. It seems like every game anymore is close because they're so competitive. They got that fighting warrior American spirit, and they get out there and they get after it. And I think it's gotten better, sports, honestly. That's just my opinion. I mean, you'll have yours and I'll have mine, but I think these young men and women that are competing in sports and stuff these days are really good. They're pretty good. I think they're better than the generation I came up in. We had our good ones there too, but I think that they're awesome group. Very intelligent. They process way more data than I ever did. I didn't have all this internet and stuff, and you know, I had a book and would read or whatever the case may be, but they process 10 things at a time, and it gets overwhelming. They get anxiety, they get depression, they say things they shouldn't say, and we label them a lot of times, and it's not right. It's not right. And people of different race and different genders, you know, you may have a bad issue with somebody that's a different race other than yours, and then you label that whole race because of that one individual that was being evil, and you take that with you, and every time you see somebody of that different race, you want to label them, at least one of them. Not one of them. You're all God's people. Right? Just come together and try to find some kindness in your heart. Again, I'm not an angel, but I'm trying, and I just ask that you do the same. Our Veterans Day's in 2 days. Our veterans, and I'm not being biased because I'm a veteran, but our veterans lived under some strict values, and that followed them through the day. And they carry that from the military. They carry that into the civilian world out here when they're shaking your hand at the gas station or you're passing by in Walmart and you see the hat. All right? They have a lot of honor. And again, there's bad in everybody, but I think there's more good, and the good don't come out quite enough. Just a few thoughts. I thought that needed to be said. Love our children. I love my children. I have a few issues with my children that I'm working through, but you know, I've screwed up a lot coming up, and I'm trying. I don't have much time left here, and I'm trying my best to mend those wounds and try to be better and share my failures to others so they can be successful. Learn from each other, learn from others, and I think that's valuable. That's very valuable. Yeah. God bless you. God bless America. Have a good day.